Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to the Energy Healing Network and the first episode of Mind Science. Definitely, definitely. I'm so excited to, join you guys with this episode because, as you follow us along, um, you'll find that a lot of things that within your life that you find have been out of your control, not so much as, you like to think it is. So this is the science of how your mind controls your life. Now, as a certified, hypnotherapist, meditation coach, I've been certified in, neuroplasticity, rewiring the brain and things of that nature. You know, I could I could get on here and talk about a lot of different things as far as, just kind of, the Western standpoint of how things apply to the mind and things. But what you actually hear me doing more of as you follow me along is, I continue this message of bringing this information to you. Is that a lot of these things have been right in your face, and they're applied in a lot of different ways within your own biblical text. So some things, to kind of clear things up, this is a science. So things I will be quoting scriptures because there are a lot of you know nuggets within your scriptures that if they were actually interpreted correctly, they're giving you some real some nuggets that people would need to understand about themselves. Um, Universal law, which as we continue this journey of me sharing this information, you'll find that once again some the similarities between the universal law, which were the laws of the universe, is the laws of how things work, and within your biblical text, you may get some aha moments, but that's along the journey for each individual to kind of come to their own revelation about themselves, because that's what it's about, discovering what's inside of you. Um, and this is the science I'm bringing to you. So kind of the first things I kind of want to get into on this first episode is um, something that you have to, if you really want to begin to change things about you know yourself and your mind, is you have to be careful of what you put into your mind. Um, what you feed your mind is, you have to be very careful of these things. And as a personal trainer for many years, I spent a lot of time talking to people about what they put inside of their bodies. And we could exercise all we wanted to, and then we definitely, exercise is definitely important. But we're working backwards when you decide you want to go and you basically want to throw it away by what you put inside of your body. But as I gotten deeper, because kind of on the spirit, kind of my journey kind of led from me helping people on a physical level to the mental level. But now we're getting down to the really, to the roots of things as you follow us along again, the spiritual level, and how you feed your spirit, and what you put inside your mind, you put it inside your spirit. And you have to be careful of these things because you will never get in it anywhere in life as far as what you feed your mind. It's just a fact. Just like your fitness goals. You couldn't get any further with your fitness goals. If you're still consuming, you know, everything that you should be consuming, sugars, fats, and things of that nature, you can't out exercise a bad diet. I'm sure you've all heard that. But to be even more imperative about things, you can't. What you put inside your mind dictates how your life actually turns out. Because what you put inside your mind dictates what's happening in your life. And to kind of support these things, because everything in your life, you know, if the ideas in your mind is what creates your life. Everything in your life is created by ideas in your mind. And, kind of one of the first scriptures that kind of supports these things is, and you guys can feel free to pull out your Bibles if you want to do. According to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9:29. So it's what your belief about things that basically turns into who you are, and kind of, the experiences in your world, your inner world, what you're experiencing on inside is what you're producing On the outside, what you're producing, basically what you're thinking is what your life is pretty much adding up to. It's all about how you think, and it kind of, to get into the universal laws, the law of correspondence, if anyone out there knows about these things, as above, so below. What's inside produces what's on the outside. And that may be a little bit, perplexing to you guys, some of you, because a lot of you like to think life is just happening to you, but it's not. Life is happening through you. And that's, it's going to be something to kind of sink in, I understand, but this is the first thing with mind science. You have to start considering, you know, the science instead of what your beliefs are. And a lot of times you're basing things on what you believe instead of what the facts are. And that's what we want to talk about here, because once you accept these facts, you know, you can begin to change your life. I promise. You know, so you got to be careful of what your things you say and what you think. Because what you feed your mind, is manifesting your life. So you got to only put in positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. You have to. You know, kind of getting back to kind of how I did things as a personal trainer. You have to actually establish a mental diet. Yes, you do. So you have to kind of basically look at this and see it. If it doesn't work with where you're trying to go, you can't consume that in your diet at all. And generally negative thoughts are taking you somewhere that you don't want to go. You can't listen to other people gossiping, see things of that nature. You can't consume it, because as we know, we can look at the news and things of that nature, and they're going to program you. They're going to tell you something, and then the next thing you know, but did you hear about what happened to this? And now you're spreading that fear. And see, now you're spreading that negativity. Your diet is bad now. You have just had basically a Twinkie when you're supposed to be working out with me right now. See, that's how it applies to these things. The thing is, and there are no cheat days. There are no cheat days, because at the end of the day, what you put inside of your mind is manifesting your life. So let's think about it this way. You decide you want to have a bad day, because generally 9 times out of 10, let's think about it this way. If you started out with a negative thought process when you started your day, did your day get much better? No, you pretty much looked at everything in a negative sense from that point on. So nothing changed, because you were consuming bad thoughts. You can't do it. And yet, and the thing is, with most people is they're around people with bad diets. Just like when I was a personal trainer, the first thing I had to talk to people about is their environment. If someone was married, is your husband on board, or, wife or whatever, spouse, are they on board with your change? Because if not, they're gonna keep bringing, that cheeseburger that I know you can't have it, but doesn't it smell good to you? And they know that you're trying to change. But if they're not, they're gonna bring you bad things, and they're gonna tempt you with these things, even when you know that you shouldn't be consuming. But so let's look at it on a mental standpoint. You can't consume junk food. You can't. Thoughts are powerful, so you got to be careful about what you feed yourself. Really, because really bad thoughts are junk food. It really is. So and it affects the entire body. I mean, the food actually. When I got into this, I found out that a lot of times you're eating this bad food, well, because what you're feeding your mind. So I was working on the tail end. This is where we at right now, because the people are consuming junk food, and they're around people who consume junk food of thought. So you have to basically watch your diet if you're trying to change your life, because that's why come they say that you look at the people, that 5 people around you, and you'll be just like them. Well, you're consuming the same mental diet, so you'll be just like them. So you have to change your mind, because you are what you eat in your mind, literally. Take a step back and look around. It's obvious. Change is within your mind. When you start to change your mind, your life will change. You will manifest everything you want in your life. I promise you. Yes, I'm a certified manifestation coach. I don't think I mentioned that. But everything that I'm talking about now is why a lot of people are manifesting things in their life that they don't want because you're consuming a bad diet of thought. I mean, it's and no need for me to get in all that because these things have been supported throughout, text as far as people are concerned. But the thing is when you don't know the power within yourself and know that you are controlling your reality, then you're thinking things are happening to you, even though just like with back to looking at it as from a health standpoint, in personal training, a person full well known that they shouldn't eat this, but they ate it anyway. And so did that just happen to you or did you do it to yourself? The same thing with your thoughts in your life. Where you at is where you thought yourself into. It's what you thought about yourself. Life is happening through you. So you got to read the label on your thoughts first. Just like I had to tell my clients to read the label on their anything they consume. And sometimes your mind can play tricks. Things around you can play tricks, just like the labels within the store. You know, so you have to really be conscious of your thoughts and really pay attention because just like the labels in the store. One of the things that people, they know, say for instance, like say stores, they know people are trying to be a little more conscious about their health. So, but they try to find ways to do what they want to do, but still do what they're supposed to do. So they'll they'll put something on the label and tell you, that's only 10 grams of sugars per serving. And the person will say, yes, that's all I have is 10 grams of sugar. But then I will get the person look, okay, said 10 grams of sugar per serving. Now, how many servings is that bottle that you're holding? So let's just say there's two servings. So now that's 20 grams of sugar. See how that trick just played? So you got to be conscious of things and the world because the world plays tricks. So you have to be conscious of yourself and self-navigate your mind. And that's a daily process. That's a daily process. You got to be willing to change takes commitment. But the thing is once you make this commitment, life just happens for you in ways that just you could never imagine. And it's not for me to talk about how it's happened in my life. I'm trying to lead you guys to what happened in your life, to your own testimony. So you basically got to look at the content of the thoughts within your mind because those contents manifest within your life, consciously or unconsciously. You know, things come in and you don't consciously want to put them in there, but it's in your mind now. Now it manifests itself within your life. So you have to really be careful. That's why you have to tell people when to turn off the TV at night because your conscious is asleep, but your unconscious is always recording. It's always recording, 24/7. So you have to be careful of what you're around, the environment you're around, things you consume, you know, that mental diet. It has to be there. Because negative thoughts are only gonna bring bad experiences. And for those of you guys that want to try this out, don't believe it. Just decide to get up with some thoughts and then kind of look back at the end of your day after you started your day with some negative thoughts and see how did it, get any better. So yeah, you got to decide that you want to put the proper picture in your mind. See, this is what the thing is. You want to put the proper picture in your mind, a positive picture in your mind. Kick out all the negative and start working each day and start putting a positive picture and start visualizing everything that you want, everything that you basically see yourself doing, wanting, and being the person you want to be. Because that's all it takes, seeing yourself being who you want to be and stop being negative about things that you don't think you have control over. Because seeing yourself as you continue this journey, you will, with us, as I continue to provide information for you guys, it's all about your mind. Yes, and when I discovered this, I mean, I'll be honest, it brought me to tears. It really did. Because, I come from where people feel powerless. And various things, I won't get into religion too much about this thing because I don't want to talk about things that the negative thing. I want you to lead you to the positive because those things are behind. But we do have to look at things and understand how they affect us to see better. And generally, where I come from, a lot of things, we're taught to be powerless, and it's not the truth. And it's right there within your Bible, but it's just been, when messages have been passed generationally, and people have not researching things for themselves and saw the power of the God within themselves. I mean, but that's for further down the road. But right now, it's how you see yourself. See yourself doing, being, and having the things you want, being the person that you want to be. Because you can, not you will, when you decide you want to. When you start checking that mental diet and you start putting on the positive thoughts each day, your life changes. It's really that simple. So feed your mind on the positive things, really accepting in your mind that, that life comes through your mind. Yeah. So, and basically look at yourself right now. As a matter of fact, repeat it with me. I can, I will, I am. If you you got to feel the power with that. You have to feel the power with that. Yes, yes. So before I get out of here, I want to leave you guys with a couple of quotes, the things that some things to think about. As I think, therefore I am. This is a guy named Rene Descartes. You know, very profound. As a man thinks, so he is. Proverbs 23:7. The ancestor of every action is a thought. Now, I want you to understand that because for every action, anything that ever happened, it started here, how you thought about it. Everything, creation itself, us as as universal beings, everything was started with a thought, and you have that power of thought. So some affirmations I want to leave you guys with. I want you to say them along with me too, because you have to feel the power within these things. Really, make them your being. Make them not exterior but interior to you, and start lighting a spark within yourself. Right here, right now, I will begin to feed my mind only good thoughts. I won't waste my mind's time on idle thoughts. See, because when your mind is just idle on nothing, it starts doing. That's when anxiety and things come about. That's when you depressed, you're thinking about what happened, or your anxiety and you're thinking about what's going to happen. No, be in the moment and focus on yourself, focus on your mind and where you're going. See yourself doing and being and having the things you want in life. What's the point of that's a whole lot better place to be than that dump that you're living in your mind. That's literally a hell. But that's for another day. I will let only good thoughts into my head, then only good things will happen to me. I will leave only good, let only good thoughts, excuse me, come out of my mouth because what I say is what I get. See, that's a whole other universal law, you know, law of cause and effects. What you reap is what you sow. Yeah, you've heard that in the Bible too, I'm sure. But it's a universal law. What you speak and what you think comes back to you. It's that simple. So definitely say this along with me as we end. I can decide what I want. I will get what I want. Thank you, God, and me. Got to feel the power of that. So I want you guys to just take this in, and just kind of let it marinate for a while because, as I bring another episode to you, we can continue to grow this message. But the first responsibility that I like you guys to do, start watching that mental diet. Watch what you put inside of your head. Watch what you allow things to go inside your head. And that's a tough job because Facebook and the media, computer things are a lot more difficult than they were just 20 years ago to be able to consume what you put inside your mind. But do understand as you start getting a more, in depth on your mental diet and how your mind controls your reality, that this is really not a mistake because if you're not programming your mind, something else is programming your mind for you and it's telling you how to think. So it's your decision today to start taking control of your mind. And the first step is to start watching what you put inside of your mind. So until the next episode, I look forward to you guys, continue to grow within mentally, spiritually, and physically on all three levels. I look forward to, helping you guys because, it's a beautiful thing once you understand, where this journey takes you to. So again, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Mental Science as we bring the science of improving your life and living for health and abundance and joy within your life. So until the next time, namaste.